Neesha Adams. The reading list. And it has this diagonal blue and diagonal reddish color. Let's do some tracing. And I read this on recommendation of Ray ASMR. Well, I'll link in the description box. She does the coziest, nicest videos, and she raved about this book in her book tag and in other videos. So I just had to pick it up. I'll read the back. When Mukesh Patel pops to the local library, foregoing his routine of grocery shopping and David Attenborough documentaries, great taste, he has no idea his life is about to change. He meets Alicia, a reluctant librarian and the keeper of a curious reading list. Just a scrappy piece of paper with the names of 9 books. It doesn't seem anything special, yet something tells her to keep it close. Story by story, Mukesh and Alicia work their way through the list, their worries slipping away with every encounter, with every world discovered in their unlikely book club of 2. So they come across a reading list and separately start reading the books on the list, as they're also working through their personal issues and things that happen in their daily lives, you know. And I think I gave this book 3 stars on Goodreads. I liked the writing. I loved the cultural aspect of it. I really fell in love with the characters and wanted to hug them, you know. It was a very wholesome ending, which reminded me a lot of my work and the reason I love my work. And for that I really liked it. However, it felt very meta because I was reading about reading and I was kind of hitting a little reading slump. I didn't start reading this month until like January 10th, I would say. I really didn't read for a bit there. And so this book made me really want to pick up other books. So I was noticing that I was kind of skimming a few pages here and there and not being really present, which is okay. But I noticed that that's just not the type of story for me, which is fine. But I still enjoyed the book, and if you don't mind reading about reading, I would definitely recommend this. So, thank you, Ray, for talking about it. I'm glad to have read it and to have been able to talk to you about it, because that was really nice. I did cry in this book. I cried a lot. I think I cried in every book. Okay. Moving on. We're going to just hop into the giveaway, okay? So, if you're new here, are you new here? My favorite book is Open Water by Caleb Azuma Nelson, and this is my annotated copy. I said in my book tag that I wasn't really into annotating, case you haven't heard me talk about it. Two young people meet at a pub in southeast London. Both are black British, both won scholarships to private schools where they struggled to belong. Both are now artists, he a photographer, she a dancer, trying to make their mark in a city that by turns celebrates and rejects them. Tenderly, they fall in love, but two people who seem destined to be together can still be torn apart by fear or violence. At once an achingly beautiful love story and a potent insight into race and masculinity, Open Water asks what it means to be a person in the world that sees you only as a black body, to be vulnerable when you are only respected for the strength, to find safety in love only to lose it. With gorgeous, soulful intensity, Caleb Azuma Nelson has written the most essential British debut of recent years. So, this book covers so much ground and it's so tiny. It has beautiful prose, it's very rhythmically, poetically written, which I adored, and it really opened my eyes to literature and writing styles and romance and race and all those. I'm really interested in those topics in reading. So I'm going to give it away. You'll get to choose if you want my annotated copy or a blank copy, because I know that some people don't like having books that are already underlined and stuff. So if you get chosen as the winner, you can let me know. But what you have to do to win, it's the same as for my June favorites giveaway if you've attended it. I gave away a painting there, but all you have to do is go to my Instagram, which is in the link tree in the description. especially Prince Carden, the youngest and wickedest son of the High King. I'm so smiley. I'm sorry if that bothers you. To win a place at the court, Jude must defy him and face the consequences. From #1 New York Times bestselling author Holly Black comes the first book in a stunning trilogy filled with twists and enchantment as one girl learns the meaning of true power. I loved reading the series again. Gosh. And I know that my mic is kind of covering the book a little bit, but I can't be bothered to move it, I'm sorry. Yeah, I enjoyed this so much. So I am not really a fantasy reader at all, so I was a little bit indecisive in the beginning which series I wanted to read, but I asked on my Goodreads what you guys would recommend. I told the people of the Goodreads that I'm into good prose. I like a plot-driven story. I think that's what I said, medium-paced, and a strong female lead. I think that's what I said as well, and if not, I did think that was what I liked. And most of you recommended this, so thank you. Changing my life. What I loved about this book is that it really built the world so well. It describes the human world very, how life works over there, what you can and can't do, kind of what the culture is like. And I loved that. It was all of them, they're very immersive, which I think is something that fantasy generally is, and that pulls a lot of people into fantasy, and that's why people read 12-book series, you know. I think it's so immersive. Like everyone said, the enemies to lovers subplot is a very slow burn, and I loved that because I wasn't really interested in the romance at all. I just wanted to see what Jude was up to and how everything worked with everyone. I loved the sister dynamics, the family dynamics, I love the politics, weirdly. I love scheming and plotting, and I loved the prose in this book, especially because this is YA, from what I know. You, in this book, wouldn't be able to tell, I find. A little bit later on, I did start to notice it more. I'm personally not much of a fan of YA, mostly because there are very complicated issues going on, right, with kings and people exiling each other and going behind each other's backs and really hurting people, etc. But then in YA, I always feel like it's resolved quickly and pretty smoothly, and sometimes unrealistically, but then again, I'm reading a fantasy book about flying horses and men with tails, so can I judge on that? I don't know. So I think I gave this around 4 or 5 stars. I think I gave this 4 stars. The last one as well, and then the middle book, The Wicked King, I gave 5 stars. But I don't know, because now I've read all of them, and I kind of need to redecide what my thoughts are, because it's also kind of blurred into one story now, because I read these very quickly after one another. Then The Wicked King. Jude has tricked Carden onto the throne, binding him to her for a year and a day, but the new High King does everything in his power to humiliate and undermine her. Meanwhile, a traitor is scheming against her. Jude must fight for her life and also battle her own complicated feelings for Carden. Now a year and a day seems like no time at all. My pronunciation is all over the map. Yeah, I really enjoyed this one. This is the first time I started noticing, like I said, that it was YA, because right off the bat, So I didn't like that much. I was like, yeah, okay, well, sure. I was kind of just waiting for it to happen, which I didn't like as much. This one goes to the underwater world as well, which is very Avatar 2. And I really enjoyed it. I loved how the romance progressed and how the character development was. And I really, in general, loved the character development in these books. So, yeah, if you hear a weird noise, it's my elbow on my desk. Sorry, I'll take it off. But yeah, this one is also shorter than the first one. And I said I was gonna give all these spoilers and talk about it, but I'm kind of drawing a blank. Because I noticed that I don't want to give spoilers in case you're interested in picking it up. And I think that these are the best if you go into it as blankly as possible. I really do, because I wasn't that interested in fantasy at all. I didn't read that many reviews. I just saw a lot of people talking about it and saying they loved the romance. That was kind of it. I saw some YouTube reviews, like of ASMR artists and other creators talking about it, but I didn't really register what they were saying because I wasn't interested. You know what I mean? So I was like, okay, well, good for you. But I think that it did plant a seed and sparked my interest, so that's nice. So I think that in the moment I was more invested in this one than I was in the first one, because the first one I was still getting into it and getting used to fantasy, and here I was sucked in. So I think I gave this 5 stars because I was just in it. But then I did like this one better, I think, than this one. This is the Queen of Nothing, the third one in the trilogy. I don't know, you know what, let's not talk about which one I liked better than the other one. I enjoyed them all. Screw it. This is the Queen of Nothing. The Queen of Nothing. I kept making sounds with this book as I was reading it. His voice is soft, and I make the mistake of looking into it. His black eyes at his wicked, curving mouth. But your beauty will fade, he continues, just as softly, speaking like a lover. And all you have and all you are will rot away to nothing. You will be nothing. You are nothing. As the exiled mortal Queen of Fairy, Jude is reeling from Cardin's betrayal and is determined to reclaim everything he took from her. Opportunity arrives in the form of her deceptive twin sister, Terry, whose life is in peril. Jude must return to the treacherous fairy court and confront her lingering feelings for Cardin. But Elfame is not as she left it. War is brewing, and she becomes ensnared in the conflict's bloody politics. When a terrible curse is unleashed, panic spreads throughout the land, forcing Jude to choose between ambition and humanity. I loved the curse that was set. I love a little bit of extra drama near the end, you know, where you think, oh, it's kind of going to go pretty well, and then something completely goes wrong. Love that. This is where a spoiler comes in, okay? So this is only you and me talking when you read it, alright? There was so much focus on Fairy, and in this one it starts off in the real world, right? And she does that work and fights that woman. I'm bad with remembering names. But because the whole series much like a high school Netflix movie. Like, oh my god, we're so normal, right? No, I don't know. And also, this is also a spoiler, so once again, you've finished the book, right? Okay. That moment where she's with the folk of the, what is it? When she pretends to be Taryn and they're in the tents, and then suddenly the roach is there, and suddenly then Carden is there as well, and it's all solved, and oh yeah, you were really the Queen of Fairy, and it was just, you know, a little riddle. Sorry, I'm doing that multiple times. Ew. It's miscommunication, kind of, and, you know, it was just such an easy fix to the situation. And that's where I was arguing with myself, thinking, that's so not realistic. And then remembering, you're reading fantasy, girl. So, yeah, those were the only two moments where I was like, really? But then it was also kind of charming in that sense. Because I can understand that how when you're 16 and reading this, I wish I was 16 reading this. Oh my god. And the spice in here. Great, okay. Thank you guys for suggesting I read this. I loved it. I don't know if I'll read the one that follows Oak. I don't know, you should let me know in the comments if you think it's worth it. I'm not sure. But I enjoyed this as is. So, the final book that I read this month is Untamed by Glennon, Doyle. I tapped it up. This is a memoir. It doesn't feel like a memoir though, by Glennon Doyle. And you may have heard of this, especially if you're a woman. And I've had this on my TBRs since it came out. I've wanted to read it so bad because I heard so many women that I admire this book. And as you know, I'm a fan of Brene Brown. I really like her. And she left a blurb on the back. Glennon is church. Her humor, warmth, and honesty are profound reminders that there is beauty in our struggles. And, yeah, I find this book hard to describe. It covers a lot of ground, but it's all about finding yourself and how women are being conditioned and controlled, and how society has benefited off of the control of women, and how nice it is if you're completely fucking out of control and listening to your own heart and inner voice and not living your life the way society wants you to live your life. And that's something I've been thinking about a lot, because situations in my life have brought me to this burnout and have made me rethink the way I did things and the way I was always busy with how I was being perceived. Male gaze and all that kind of stuff. Drama and things. Law was coming up. And this book has a really accessible take on all of that. And on spirituality, confidence, all that stuff. I will not do it justice. I think that this is really good as well if you're not really into reading. It's very loose, and the stories are broken up into really short stories, so it's very easy to digest. I immediately ordered my mom a copy in Dutch as well, because I was like, this is such a nice thing for you to read as well, as I notice her struggling with friendship a lot. I feel like this is talking to a friend, but in a book. I'll read the inside. There's a voice longing inside each of us. We strive so mightily to be good parents, daughters, mothers, employees, and friends. We hope all this striving will make us feel alive. Instead, it leaves us feeling weary, stuck, overwhelmed, and underwhelmed. We look at our lives and wonder, wasn't it all supposed to be more beautiful than this? We quickly silence that question, telling ourselves to be grateful, hiding our discontent, even from ourselves. For many first, Glennon Doyle denied her own discontent. Then, while speaking at a conference, she looked at a woman across the room and fell instantly in love. 3 words flooded her mind. There she is. At first, Glennon assumed these words came to her from on high, but she soon realized they had come from her from within. This was her own voice, the one she had buried beneath decades of numbing addictions, cultural conditioning, and institutional allegiances. This was the voice of the girl she had been before the world told her who to be. Glennon decided to quit abandoning herself and to instead abandon the world's expectations of her. She quit being good so she could be free. She quit pleasing and started living. So, it covers so much ground. It even goes into how men fall victim to the patriarchy, and which is really good to include in stories like this, because it's very much often glanced over, and I think that there's a lot of misconception in general, of course, about feminism, and in media, especially in the Netherlands, feminists are often displayed as man-haters, which isn't the case at all. If that's what you think, you are misunderstanding feminism and the values of feminism. And I think that this is kind of a more accessible version to Women Who Run with the Wolves, and that's not to compare these stories in general at all, because this is so much research and goes into myths, etc., about the history of the wildness in women. But there are similarities between the messages behind them, in the sense that we have been tamed so much in how to be, how to act, how to look in order to be good. And I don't know about you, but I'm fucking done being good. I have been for a long time, and I get scolded for it and misunderstood for it. And this is a book that translates it really well, and I definitely recommend picking it up if you're interested in, I don't know, discovering yourself a bit more and standing up for yourself, standing your ground, and empowering yourself and others. Go pick this book up. I'm so grateful to myself for finally read it, and I'm also glad that I read it now and not those years ago, because I would have had a very different perception. And I think that to learn is to grow, right? And there were things that I needed to learn, and I think I needed to learn them the hard way to now understand this a lot better. So that's that on that. Those were the books. I hope that you enjoyed watching this. Attend the giveaway if you'd like to. I would love to send you the book. And thank you for 20k for being here, watching, supporting me in any form. It's appreciated, and it has been such a nice experience. And yeah, I can't wait to see where this channel takes us, you know. And I'm excited for all the books that I'll still be reading this year, because there's so much out there. I forgot one book. It's I'm a Fan by Sheena Patel, but I DNF'd it because it wasn't for me. I liked the writing. It had some witty and sharp reflections on society, on the glamorizing of influencer life, on jealousy, loneliness, toxic relationships, but it really wasn't for me. I DNF'd it, like I said. This follows the narrator who doesn't have a name, who's obsessed with a man she's